Hey, it's Angela the Educator back again. So I am going to be talking about in this video a little bit more about my first term, which I actually just finished. So it's still fresh in my mind. I'm doing the Master of Arts in Teaching for Elementary Education, and it is 51 credits total. I actually gave myself a year and a half to get it finished, up to 2 years if I needed it to finish student teaching at the end. And as it turns out, once I got into the program, I actually have a lot of background knowledge that helped me really ace the classes, really breeze through them. I know that sounds terrible, but it was a lot of information that I was already familiar with, having worked at a school and having taken some classes that maybe like aligned with some of them. So previous like psychology classes and just having been around kids and everything, I knew a lot about strategies for dealing with kids. Yeah, so having 3 of my own, that goes a long way in and of itself. So because I was able to move through it so quickly, once I realized I could do this, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna finish this, all the things before student teaching in no time. So I really got on it. I used all my free time. So that sounds terrible. I didn't really use all of it, but if I was driving in the car, I would download like an article that was referenced, and I would have, you know, Siri or Alexa or whoever read it to me while I was driving. If I had either like a lecture or a video on a teaching channel to watch, I would watch those while I made dinner or while I folded laundry, washed the dishes. Yeah, you get the point. And that really saved a lot of time in the sense that I was able to multitask and I wasn't setting off schooling for like the perfect time, because as it turns out, there's no perfect time to actually get the work done. So some of my top tips are: don't procrastinate. Get some work done every single day, even if it's just 15 minutes. Do a tiny bit of work. My next one is to make sure that you're setting goals, and then like at the end of the week, reset those goals. Like, don't beat yourself up if you got behind for the week. Just say, I wanted to finish 4 units last week and I only got 3 done, but knowing what I have planned for next week, I think I can actually finish 4 next week, and reset it. Don't like make yourself behind or anything. You just go for it. Yeah. And that, anyway, having that clear mindset really helped me not get down on myself and just really power through and keep going. The next one I'll say is, again, just using those little bits of time, the little bits of time here and there. I would also I would plug in like my ear pods, and I would like listen to things, listen to lectures, articles, textbooks that I had downloaded, the readings of them, all of those things while I was working out at the gym. That was a favorite one. So instead of music, I was over there listening to master's degree program, you know, childhood, adolescent development. Ooh. Then I would say one of the other ones I always came across that was helpful was on the tasks at WGU. You just do your best and then submit them. Okay, I know that sounds like the slacker's way out, but I found that most of my tasks, their papers, got sent back for very little things, and I didn't need to over stress about having them perfect the first time around, because they tell you what you need to do to improve them, essentially. And I always thought of them as kind of like a first, not really a first draft, but like a draft version. And then I didn't get down on myself again about it not being perfect the first time. So and then I would make the corrections, send it back in, and usually that got me a pretty good pass by that point. The other thing is on the OAs, which are the tests. I would say for the ones that I had to take, the thing that would get me held up was just being so nervous about taking the test. and from reading the Facebook groups, and everybody would say, oh no, not the math class, we're not gonna do good. And then I totally psyched myself out about it, and I procrastinated, and it took forever. And then I was finally, after like having studied and actually taking the course, then I took the exam and I did just fine on it first time, which doesn't happen for everybody, but really, like, it's not as bad as the Facebook groups make it seem. That's another thing, the Facebook groups. Do not always believe everything they have to say. I would say like 80% of the people are on the Facebook group to complain about something, but not nearly that many of people actually are having things go wrong. So that's the exciting part, is that I think there really are a lot of people having true success stories, and they're not spending their time on Facebook telling you about it. It also kind of feels like bragging when you're telling people on Facebook how amazing you did on something, because a lot of people truly are struggling. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to wrap up this video. I am going to be doing one on what I think makes a good student at WGU versus, you know, somebody who's going to struggle a little bit more. All right.